Okay, so I'm going to actually show you in red the rubrics for the free response question. So you'll be able to, hopefully you have done the question, and this should be question number 1. Sorry about that. This should be question number 1. What you should be able to have done is actually try to answer this question. And now you can check to see if you got the answer correct. And this is the rubric in which they'll tell you exactly what they expect, what they'll accept as earning the point, and what they will not. Okay? Now these are not the only, you don't have to word it word for word the way they give it to you in this, but you have to express this point. It could be in your own words. Okay? So this type of free response is pretty cut and dry. Either you got the independent variable right, and that's the feedback. Okay? Or you did not. And here we have the dependent variable, right? And here they give you a little bit of wiggle room, okay? Different ways you can say this and a few different things, right? And they tell you what you cannot do. Okay, so at this point we're hoping that you've got the difference between an independent variable and a dependent variable down. But I'm just hoping that this gives you some feedback and some guidance for how to do some of these questions. Now, I'd like to take you to the more complex question in some ways, which is the second question with the bullet point term. Okay, so Dave makes this claim that behavior is just the result of our unconscious mind, right? And the key point here is when you see the word evaluate, which I'm going to highlight, right? That means you have to use each of these terms down here to evaluate the claim. You're not evaluating the claim. It's given the history of psychology, evaluate Dave's claim using the following terms. So how would someone who uses introspection, right, actually evaluate Dave's claim? How would a psychoanalyst evaluate their claim, right? Now I know introspection, that's connected to structuralism, right? So you'd be arguing from a structuralist perspective. So remember I highlighted behaviorism in red. So that's the only one I'm going to actually go through with you. Hopefully it'll serve as a guide for you how to do the others, right? Okay, so here's a response, and it covers everything we need to know. I'm going to highlight in yellow, here's our definition. So there's our definition, okay? It doesn't have to be word for word, right? But it captures the essence of behaviorism. And then the second part, which I'm not going to highlight, I'm sorry, I said I was going to highlight it and I did. Let's get rid of that. Just get back to pen, right? I'm telling you, they would strongly disagree, right? So that's the first part of the evaluation process. Behaviorists would disagree with this claim. Now the second part is, why would they, right? And that is covered right here, right? They don't believe mental processes can be empirically observed. Where is the unconscious? I can't see it. I can't measure it, right? And then I continue on by saying, yeah, they believe that learning, how we're reinforced for our learning, right? Or how perhaps certain activities we have are not reinforced. That's what explains our behaviors, right? So for behaviorists, our behaviors are the result of our learning history. The things we reinforce for are the things that we continue to do. All right, so and they believe that learning happens as a result of reinforcement, okay, or lack of reinforcement, which we'll get into in Unit 6. So again, take the time to read this, and that should give you a guide for how you can do this for each one of these other bullet points.